another way of thinking about it is that if philosophy and science helps us understand the world better by building it up with new explanations, you know, art helps us and helps the human mind understand the world less by taking these explanations of things around and by punching holes in it a little bit. Not just for its own sake, not just to confuse everyone, but to build another kind of knowledge, and to just almost as a political statement to be able to tell people, you know, stay curious. You know, art is there if you think you understand something. Art is there to make sure that, you know, once you come across it, maybe that thing you thought you understood, maybe you don't anymore. And that process of kind of undoing knowledge is a productive process, and one that we should always be open to. You know, the way I think about making exhibitions is really less about having a big argument that I'm trying to prove to the world that this is the right way to think or the right way to see. It's very much a kind of hypothetical story that I'm trying to tell. And I'm trying to kind of establish a particular mood in the building that people, as they walk through and discover things and kind of go from one experience to another, that over the course of that walking around and the kind of coming across these different works, that over the course of that period that there's a particular sense of not necessarily what is it about, but just kind of a spirit or a mood that they can kind of perhaps find resonance with in different ways. I really try to keep it as open as possible for the simple reason of just trying to provide lots of different entry points for different audiences. You know, there's lots of different ways that people choose to, different things people choose to pick up on about art, or get excited about art, or get inspired by in an artwork. And you know, the more the better. And I'm not interested necessarily in trying to kind of, you know, hammer away at people's perceptions to make sure they only see it in one way. I think about doing an exhibition because I want to know what the show is about. And if I already did know what it was about, then I would not find that much interest in doing the show, because it just becomes an exercise in illustrating some argument that I've already figured out, or in kind of articulating whatever. So for me, that's less interesting, and it's more exciting, and I think more alive to, you know, it's over the next few months as the show is here and as people interact with it, as we have events and programs, that all of us collectively will perhaps by the end be able to say, well, this is a show that's about X, Y, and Z, and it's kind of part of that process that makes it a thing that's interesting and alive.